Would you be able to send me a recording on this? Sorry, I just stepped away for a few minutes.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's going to go live on YouTube. I'll send you the whole recording though, but this part's going to be live on YouTube. All right, everybody, we are live, and I appreciate everybody coming today. There's a big high level update that's causing some trouble for people, and it's not coming from high level, it's coming from the carriers. So there's this thing called A2P. It stands for application to person, and really important with AI being able to take the controls of all of our applications. But to protect consumers, obviously, they have to make sure that people aren't just blowing everybody's phones up. Because trust me, if all of the 2 million businesses on high level just had free reign to text everybody they could get their hands on, we would not be able to see the messages from our parents or our sons and daughters. So the regulation is there for an important reason, and it's been stepped up a notch. The good news is if you do it the right way, the approval is also faster. Essentially, with A2P, they're trying to tie down the records of like who's sending these messages so that there's a finger to point at if you're not following the rules. Now, most of the time, if you don't follow the rules, you're just going to get removed from high level or from being able to send text messages. I'm going to talk a little bit about how they monitor that. Basically, they're just going to look at your opt out rate. They can tell if people wanted you to text them or not based on the percentage of people that say stop. So there are a lot of ways to work on that. You can provide more high quality content, things that people are going to like to receive. That's one of the important things. But before you get to that, you just got to get the approval done. And so a lot of agencies, as they're onboarding their clients, now they're finding they can't just go and fill out the A2P information for the client because it's going to stop them halfway and require a face scan from the client. So it's just a small tweak that needs to be made for everybody's onboarding process. I'm going to share some resources that make it easy to have that conversation with the client. And truthfully, your clients want to be updated and want to be receiving deliverables as frequently as they can. So the way I do it, after agreement's signed, I meet with the client, we fill our onboarding form that has everything we need for A2P and for generating this copy document, essentially just some basic criteria around what services they want to offer, like how they want to greet somebody that comes into their business. And between that and their website, we produce what we call an SOP. It's got all of the messages. I'm gonna show it. So I'm gonna show Mike's. He's here on the meeting with us, so we do have permission. And this is not it. It's right here. So this is Dentalux SOP, Dentalux dental office, and it's got all the business info, frequently asked questions, which are going to be used to train the AI, pricing details, the different services, and a lot of this is going to train the AI. There is also the AI agent, going to cover some of the basic info, and then all of the nurture sequences. So when somebody puts their information in the website, what messages are they getting? So essentially, this is everything that you need to then go and copy it and paste it into all the workflows, into the prompts, and everywhere across high level for the system to be set up. So once the onboarding form is filled, this only takes an hour to generate. You can take this exact template that I'm going to share with you guys. I'm going to download a copy here. Well, you know what? I ought to make sure there's no information we don't want to share. So I'm going to delete this out. Here, I know what to do. I'm going to put this in chat. Remove all PII from this document. All right, so that's going to come out in a second, and I'll share it with you guys. But basically, they fill out the onboarding form, and then 2 days later, I'm going to hop on with them, present them that document. I'm going to say, hey, this has got all of your copy for all your messages. Now I want you to just make sure nothing is wrong in there. I don't nitpick it too hard. Just if there's a service you don't offer, if the price is wrong, if your office hours are wrong, correct it. And then my team will put it into place. Thing is, it's gotten so quick to fix things in high level. We usually just go ahead and put it in and then change it if they make any tweaks. But at that same time, you're going to want to make sure the team is clear to go and set up all of A2P. Now, for a lot of clients, when they first sign the paperwork and do the onboarding form, their account's not yet created. I do white label, so it's a lot of times in somebody else's agency. And then in that case, it's definitely not created because we have to go and do it. So once the account's created and you've got this copy document ready, I text the client, say, hey, it's time to confirm all the details for your setup. And I need to get you on the road for getting your ability to text. And it used to be that when you fill out A2P, you could pre-fill it up to the point where it did the face scan and it would save everything you entered. But last week I hopped on with some clients to do that and everything was erased. So it's not saving your entry up to that halfway point. And that made it really annoying to have to fill it with the client. So there's one other place where you can get to the face scan more quickly. And that's really the main tip that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So all you have to do is go into settings, phone numbers, and you're going to buy them their first local number. Toll free is a different process. It's not going to ask you for the face scan, I don't think. It may, but you want to do the toll free. You want to do the local, I mean. So you go here, you're going to hit filter, uncheck toll free. You're going to hit first part of the number and put the area code they want. Now, sometimes one day it'll show numbers for that area code and other days it won't because they have to reload them. You have to add more. But usually there's a few different area codes for that client's area. And you can just go on ChatGPT or Google and say, what are the other area codes for this area? So let's say that it was Charlotte. I'm going to do 980. That's where I'm located. You're just going to choose a number and hit buy, and it's immediately going to pop up the face scan verification. You have to have the client do this on their end. So you can't do this and then send them the link. They have to do it. And then this is the easiest way for somebody who's never been in HighLevel to be able to do it quickly from their end. I just have them screen share, and then it's going to have them scan their ID and their face. Probably takes 4 minutes or so. And then the meeting's over. Now my team can go put everything in from the document, finish A2P, and usually within another 3 or 4 days, everything's good to go. So that's really the whole tip that and the whole way we've changed our process. In our onboarding flows, we have a pipeline. And so as soon as the documents are ready, it's going to move into a phase. It's going to start texting and emailing my client and saying, hey, book a time here with Rob for 30 days straight every day on every single channel. And then once that meeting happens, I'm going to hop on there and take care of business. And then I can move it to the next stage where my team gets to work. So that's how we do it. And I think we've got some newcomers in here, but that's really the end of the training. Paul, I don't know if you can talk now, but if anybody has questions, I'd love for you guys to ask them. And I'm going to provide that document that I was working on to you guys. I'm just going to post. Let me think of the best way for me to share this here. I'm going to clone this document, file new document.
So this just applies to fresh sub accounts where there are no phone numbers purchased. If you already have any numbers purchased, will this
You're
apply to
good.
all additional
Yeah.
numbers?
It's just that they haven't done A2P yet. So anyone that doesn't have texting yet. And so this just triggers that face scan verification to happen earlier than if you're going through the trust center and working through the different slides to get to where it does this.
Gotcha.
Because nobody wants to be on with their client and like just filling out a bunch of information. You know what I mean? You should be doing that. That's the part that's supposed to be done for you. So I'm going to download this document I just made, SOP, HighLevel temp SOPs example.
Thank you for that, by the way.
No problem. And I really do think this document is going to be helpful for you guys. If you're already a client, we have this and other templates we use available in the client resource hub right next to where you like book appointments and everything. But I'm going to share this in the Zoom chat. And obviously anybody else who sees this later, just go to the link in my bio, click, put your info in, and you'll get invited to this next meeting. And of course, I'm happy to share this with anybody. So their ID gets scanned through their camera. So it's either going to have them do it on their computer and turn on their camera on their computer, or they can take over from their device. They can scan a QR code and take over from their phone, which is usually easier. So I'm going to add this document here. All right, guys, that is in the chat for everyone. And this is dental, but I'll show you an example. I'm going to say, can you update this template from my website? Use the small business page and the info there to create it. Massmarket.ai. I'll go ahead and do the HTTPS. All right. Let's see how it does from just a one shot like that. And this is just to show you guys how, if you have everything you need organized for a standard setup from the beginning in a document like this, it makes it pretty easy to set the account up. And for me, that's going to be AI voice and AI chat fully set up, appointment reminders, calendars, A2P, a no-show flow, a new lead flow for people that just enter info on the website, and then a reactivation flow. I think if you don't have those things set up in HighLevel, then you're missing out on the lowest hanging fruit to make your life easier. And then the reactivation is so important to be pumping money back into their business from their old list. And when I'm doing my onboardings, I always talk to the client and I try to encourage them to find, some way for us to make a reactivation flow that goes on forever. That can come from, my favorite way to do it is if they're doing SEO. Search Atlas will tell you if you want to get ranked for these keywords, these are the topics you need to hit. And you can generate as many blogs as you want a month. It'll tell you what the next blog should be. And you can pump out blogs. You can pump out 10 for the month and then turn those into your text messages and your Facebook posts, letting them know, hey, and first off, linking back to the blog, which is going to increase the SEO from all the social posting and giving you quality content to be talking about in your messages to go out every day. So it's all about finding the easiest way to come up with valuable content that you can repurpose in a lot of ways. And I think having Search Atlas to tell you which topics are going to be important for ranking is one of the very best ways you can do it. And you can turn those blogs into YouTube videos if you want. That got a little complex right there, but honestly, like a powerful reactivation flow is the most valuable thing that you can do in HighLevel. And so here it is. And it looks like it did a pretty good job. I think it didn't pull my address and stuff for some reason.
What did you say that
But
is?
yeah,
That is the most valuable thing in HighLevel? What did you call that? Reactive?
yeah, a good reactivation flow, a good nurture that's providing high quality info that your list wants to see. So for me, since you guys are all HighLevel agency owners, it's HighLevel updates. For an auto dealership, it could be new cars on the lot. And then having AI help you to decide which topic should be using Search Atlas, which is going to be intelligently looking at what people are actually searching for, is another great way to come up with the topics. So for that dental office, Mike, we could be the SEO tool is going to tell us, like, for them to get ranked locally, they need to be making content around this topic. Here's the next blogs. And you can say, hey, we just released some information about a new procedure or whatever it is. Whatever the topic of the blog is can become your ongoing nurture, your ongoing reactivation was the word you were asking about.
Love it. Thank you.
No problem. So yeah, I mean, it did a pretty good job. This is pretty much everything you need to put into. You see, it went from a dental setup to being completely based around my business just from that simple prompt. So this template is really powerful for anybody who wants to set things up on their own or streamline their process. And you just roll that A2P face scan right into the step where you present this. And that way, when you meet with that client 2 days after, they're impressed by how much you've done, even though it's not that hard. But yeah, we charge hourly, so we're not shortcutting anybody who's on the white label side. Any questions, guys? That pretty much wraps it. It was an easy topic today, but I think that was some valuable stuff for you guys, and that document is in the chat there for you. Any questions? Well, go
I
ahead.
apologize before you leave. I didn't want
You're
to
good.
ask
No,
you
go
outside
ahead.
of
You
here.
can, yeah,
No,
if you need anything, you can ask.
I stepped out, so I missed some of the documents. Where can I get them? You were gonna share some documents,
Yeah,
or
the
some
document is
SOPs.
right there. Do you see it in the chat or is it not there for you?
Oh no, I had to step out, so it kind of deleted the
All right,
previous conversation. They went out,
I'll reshare it real quick. So yeah,
and
this
I
is
don't
just like the
and I don't know
template of
if
our
you ended up.
SOP.
I don't know if you ended
Go
up
ahead.
sharing the save memory of your chat, I believe.
I just sent you the new, I
Okay.
resent it in the chat just now for you, so you got it there. And then there wasn't really anything else I dropped in the chat that would be helpful. But if you
Okay.
want to see like what I covered, you're gonna want to hit my YouTube. I think you're already subscribed, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just to find the old replays, you go to my profile and you just hit live. And here we are right here. This will be there when we get done. Yes, sir. Anybody else need anything before I jump? And thank you, Jose. Good to see you on here, man. I'm glad you're taking advantage of everything we got. Anybody else got anything
Rob,
for me?
Just a question as far as like with this new A2P thing. So you're saying that this is the best way to do it is like during the on onboarding, like have them do it while you're on the computer, or you're saying
as soon as you have their sub account created, which for me is not right when they pay me and fill out their onboarding form, it's usually like a day or two after. I cover that with them at the same time as I present this document. And so you guys can use this document to help prepare all of your copy for your clients' accounts. And that way you have something to show them and present on that day 3 meeting or day 2 meeting after they've done the onboarding with you. And so it makes them feel like everything's moving along, and it gets them to log into HighLevel for the first time, get their phone number, and then from there, my team can take it from the rest. If you're a white label client, then this is what we give you on day 2. So day 2, after the onboarding form is done, we're going to give you a SOP that's fully prepared and checked over, which is basically what I just generated with AI. It did make some mistakes. Like it didn't have my business info in there. And so we make sure all that's supposed to be in there is in there. And then you can take it, present it to your client, do the face scan, and then you tell my team good to go. And then we're on the road, setting everything up and putting it into the workflows for you. Make sense?
Gotcha.
But you can also do it on your own. For anybody who's doing it yourself, I would recommend the same process. The most annoying part is then taking that document and doing all the copying and pasting, getting it into HighLevel, testing it, making sure all the triggers are set, that everything is working together. And so that's either what you'd be doing or what my team would be doing behind the scenes once that document's approved and the face scan's done. Make sense?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anybody else got any last questions? I am so hungry.
Thank you for your time. Go ahead.
Thank you guys. All right. I'll see you guys on Thursday, same time. Thank you all for coming.
Hey, Rob, are you still doing Saturday?
I cut Saturdays.
Are you still doing Saturday?
No, I took my Saturdays back. You guys can watch the replays on Saturday.
Okay.
Maybe one day I'll bring them back, but I'm like 8 to 8 during the weekdays, and I'm just like, I'm slammed, and so I needed my Saturdays back. But yep,
gotcha.
I need to take it off of the booking options. I know it's still there in some places, but don't book for it.
That's why I didn't know if it was still. I saw it still there. Okay.
I appreciate you asking, man. I don't want you guys to be confused. And I will see you guys on Thursday, and then it'll be till Tuesday before you see me again. But thank you guys for coming, and I'll